it's hard for you to clearly see just how you're gonna keep it together. Your obligations and responsibilities, how you gonna meet them ends, how you gonna make it one more time. Now let's hear the truth of it. You are much, much more than this. Haven't you heard? Haven't you heard? You're the light lighting up the world. Haven't you heard? Haven't you heard? In you there's no darkness. Haven't you heard? Haven't you heard? You're the bread, you're the wine, the word. Haven't you heard? Oh, haven't you heard? You're the light of the universe. Yeah, you are. La 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 la. I know sometimes it's hard to hold your head up high and show the world you got it together. You think of things that make you wanna run and hide. Who would love you if they knew who you're? Who could you trust to understand? Now let's hear the truth of it. You are loved much more than this. Haven't you heard? Oh, haven't you heard? You're the light lighting up the world. Haven't you heard? Haven't you heard? In you there's no darkness. Haven't you heard? Haven't you heard? You're the bread, you're the wine, the word. Haven't you heard? Haven't you heard? You're the light of the universe. You're not the things you have done. You're not the words that you said, or the heartache that you're going through. Oh, you are the bright of the sun. You are the glow of the moon. And in your presence, the things that seem dark fade away, away, away.
Good morning, everyone. I'd like to welcome you to today's Open Heart Spiritual Center virtual service. Thank you all for joining us, as always, for your consciousness in being here. And may this service just bring more peace, more joy, more freedom of expression, more life to you today. And may you just allow this service to open up your heart space even wider than it was when you started. If you would join me here in just taking a breath in. And with this breath, I just give thanks for this day, for this time that we've all come here to join together, to be here in the now, in this moment. I'm so grateful for this day. I'm so grateful for all that have a part in this service, for the music, for the message, and yes, for each and every single one of you, for your consciousness, for joining us here today. And I am so grateful for this celebration today. It is a new celebration, so let us celebrate anew. And now I call this time so very good. Celebration so very good. And let the celebration begin. And so it is.
Our thoughts are prayers, and we are always praying. Our thoughts are prayers. Be careful what you're saying. Seek a higher consciousness, a state of peacefulness, and know that God is always there. And every thought becomes a prayer. My words are prayers, and I am always praying. My words are prayers. I'm careful what I'm saying. Seek a higher consciousness, a state of peacefulness, and know that God is always there. And every thought becomes a prayer.
What comes from the heart reaches the heart. Good morning and welcome to our Heartstream for this Sunday, October the 5th, the first Sunday in the month of October. Our theme this month is the power of zeal. And we're going to talk about that this month and understand that this month. I'm so glad that you've joined us for this morning's Heartstream. Thank you for all of your support, your financial support, your spiritual support. You're letting people know about this Heartstream.
Today is a day like no other day. Just think and you'll know that it's true. Days like today should be holidays. So I'm singing this message to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Just have a happy day.
There are several ways to give to Open Heart: through our Cash App at OHSC901, online at OHSC901.com, or text the word GIVE to 615-422-4290.
A powerful way to start or continue your day is with our daily prayer call. Each morning, at 8 a.m. Central Time, a prayer team member provides an inspirational reading and an affirmative prayer. Join us at 901-586-8755.
I am fit to thrive in 2025. Together, let's get our bodies, minds, and spirits aligned for the fall and winter seasons. Our instructor is P.A. Bomani, better known as Coach P.A., the founder of Stretch Chocolates. During the month of October, we will begin at 9 a.m. And remember, it's $10 per person per class. Come out and improve your strength, balance, and flexibility. Hope you will join us. Hey, if you're in the Memphis area, each week you're invited to come out to Unity Christian Church, 3345 McCorkle Road, to join us for our Sunday celebration. This isn't just about John speaking, but it's about an opportunity for two powerful, wonderful congregations to come together. That's right, because we have people from Open Heart who join in singing, who work as platform assistants, and other things that happen on those Sundays. And if you're here, it's an opportunity for you to come out and to share with us. If you're not able to be here in person, you can always stream with us at Unity Christian Church, both on the Facebook page and on the YouTube channel. Hope to see you soon.
A legacy of truth, a season of renewal. Gratitude for the journey, joy for what's ahead. Come celebrate with us. For 73 years, our community has been a vessel of truth and transformation. Today, we honor that legacy as we open to Spirit's renewing power, celebrating new life, new vision, and the unfolding of God's good.
This song is dedicated to people like me and you. Those that struggle with insecurities, acceptance, and even self-esteem. You never did feel good enough. You never felt pretty enough. But imagine God whispered into your ear, letting you know that everything that's happened is now. It's gone. It's gone. It's all gone. Every sin, every mistake, every failure, it's all gone. Depression, gone. By faith, it's gone. Low self-esteem, hallelujah, it's gone. It's all gone. It's gone. All my scars, all my pain, all gone. It's in the past. It's yesterday. It's all gone. Gone. What your mother did, what your father did. Hallelujah. It's gone. All gone. Oh, it's all gone.
Stay on the wall. I recently had a friend call me who wanted to pull me into a dislike of another person. They wanted to get me to begin thinking things about that person, they were saying things to me about that person and were trying to get me to go there. And I had to simply say to them, I cannot go there. I cannot be there with you. I cannot do that with you. And ultimately, I thought about these words, which were, I am doing a great work and I cannot come down. We are about building consciousness, about building our consciousness. And in the matter of building our consciousness, we have to be mindful of the ways in which we think, in the ways in the conversations that we have, in the ways in which we act, and all of that. If we are about having the level of consciousness that delivers for us a life that is abundant life, a life that is full of things, and being able to recognize and realize that and then act accordingly is something that is important, because we know that we can't outperform our level of consciousness. It's just not possible. It's in the same way that you will hear people in the fitness community tell people you can't out-exercise bad habits. I remember a woman saying one time that she was going to a gym, and when she would get there, she noticed they would have donuts on the counter. They had other things there, and she said, here are all of these things that I'm trying to either cut out or reduce, and they're there for me. How am I going to be able to ever reach my goals? You can't outperform bad habits, and you can't outperform the level of your consciousness. And so when I said the words, I am doing a great work and cannot come down, those are words that are reminiscent of Nehemiah. When Nehemiah heard the instruction to go and build the wall, and we'll talk about that, then as there were efforts to try to dissuade him, to get him to stop doing what it is that he was doing, he said, I am doing a great work and I cannot come down. We understand that passion is not merely emotion, but that it is the movement of spirit through us. And the power of zeal, and remember, we're talking about the power of zeal this month, is our ability to be enthusiastic, inspired, and devoted to our divine purpose. Charles Fillmore called zeal the affirmative impulse of existence. Its command is go forward. Zeal is the spiritual energy that propels divine ideas into expression. We all have moments when distractions, criticism, or fatigue tempts us to come down from our great work, to come down from our level of consciousness. But again, we have to remind ourselves and even people around us, I am doing a great work and I cannot come down. Spirit calls us, as it called Nehemiah, to stay on the wall. Stay on the wall, to stay faithful to those things that God has placed in our hearts. Nehemiah hears that Jerusalem's walls are in ruins, and something deep within him stirs. He doesn't act out of ego or impulse, but from divine compassion and conviction. And this is the birth of passion, when Spirit whispers, you are the one to do this. You are the one to do this. The birth of passion, remembering the passions that we have in our lives, the things that drive us. The Spirit is whispering to us, you are the one to do it. And I'm always reminded of the fact that revelation begins with a whisper and ends in a shout. So the passion that we pursue, the things that we begin to do, not everybody is going to know. As a matter of fact, no one else has received that whisper from the divine but you, and may not in the beginning understand why it is that you're doing what you're doing, may not understand at all at any time. But the thing of it is to be faithful to that whisper from Spirit, to be faithful to your passion and operate from that level and understand again that I am doing a great work and I cannot come down. Stay on the wall. Nehemiah metaphysically signifies that in us which inspires us to do higher and better things. And he also represents the boldness and courage to set about the rebuilding. If we look at this story about Nehemiah rebuilding the wall represents the structure of our consciousness, the integrity of our spiritual being. Rebuilding, it means aligning our lives with truth again. We are, after all, truth students, and aligning our lives with truth, and operating from truth, and being about truth, and understanding truth, and knowing truth, and allowing the truth to make us free, remembering the words, you shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free, but you shall know the truth. So it's that understanding of the truth that is important. If we look at this story even more, we see that zeal faces distraction and opposition. That there were some people who were certainly opposed to what it was that Nehemiah was doing, people who tried to get in the way. Sanballat and Tobiah mocked and threatened and tried to lure Nehemiah away. But he declared, I am doing a great work and I cannot come down. It wasn't arrogance, it was spiritual focus. We have to continue to have spiritual focus, to let our eye be single. And as we do so, then that helps us every step that we take towards our calling, understanding that resistance is going to come. And that resistance can be both on the inside and on the outside. I think about the line from a movie that happened long ago, but people repeat it very often when they're talking about a lot of times the threat that comes for us, the resistance that comes for us, comes from within, that the call is coming from inside of the house. One of my favorite authors and content creators, Wemi Opakunle, you've heard me quote her and talk about her before, but she tells the story that when her father had what she declares as the opportunity of a lifetime, and that was to move his family of 8 to the United States. But at the time, he actually was working in Saudi Arabia, but the rest of his family had gone from Nigeria, and they were now in London, and there was time for them to move to the United States. And her mother, being the one who was responsible for making all of the arrangements for things that happened there so they could move to the United States, felt a bit overwhelmed. So she confided in a relative. Now, she admits that there was a sort of complicated relationship with this relative, but she felt like she was the one that could help. So she confided in a relative about the fact that they were going to make a move. And she says, as soon as her mother did that, things started to go south. People that they were trying to meet with, that in the beginning had been willing to meet with them, All of a sudden, appointments were canceled. They would go to places and things that she thought were already worked out. They all of a sudden stopped working. And there were so many different things that were going. And she knew on the one hand that this particular relative in her mind thought that the family should be doing what it is that she was doing. But ultimately, Wemi Opokunle says that as her mother continued to look at the things that were happening and seeing all of the things that were falling in place, she realized that ultimately it was this relative's energy that was pulling things down. And as soon as she stopped telling her things about the trip, about the move, as soon as she stopped including her in on the meetings and things, there was a shift. Things began to happen. So it's important to be aware of energy, but it's also important to be aware of who it is that we share our dreams and our plans and our goals. Now, all of those things is important for us to understand and to keep those things in mind. She continues with what she calls 5 powerful lessons to deal with haters. These things to understand. Number 1, to recognize that they come in all forms. There are many different people, from family members, from relatives, to co-workers, to so many different people who are ones who will come for us. Those who don't see the vision, who don't believe our dreams, those who don't have vision and try to proofread ours. Those are the ones that we have to also. The second thing is familiarity breeds contempt, that a prophet is without honor. She likes to point out the fact that Jesus performed the least amount of miracles and the least amount of things in his hometown because the people there couldn't let go of who he was and accept who he had become. So they were always pointing back to what he used to be. Isn't this Joseph's son? Aren't these things about him when he was this or he was that? And in the same way, haters will point back to those things that we used to do in the way that we used to be, rather than allowing us within our own context to grow and to expand. The third thing she says is that they love you small. As long as you stay in the confines of the limits that they've set, they're fine. But as soon as you outgrow them, they start to pull back or they start to criticize. The other thing is that recognizes that strangers may cheer louder. That often we expect people close to us to be the ones to cheer us on. But sometimes it's the people who are close to us who are not the ones who are cheering us on, who are not clapping when we achieve, but it's the strangers who come in and who come around. They're the ones who support us. They're the ones who are clapping for us. They're the ones who are cheering us on. And then understanding this too is that haters throw stones up. You never see a hater doing better than you, because hate comes from the sidelines, not from somebody who's ahead of you in the race. Understanding that. We have to learn how to move in silence and let our results speak for themselves. Zeal keeps us centered on our divine assignment. Isn't it best to work out our plan with God before we ask for outer help? Many a worthy endeavor fails because we talk too much about it beforehand, and we seek advice out here, we seek advice out there, we seek advice everywhere. We're talking to people everywhere we can find and everything, and a whole lot of discussion dissipates the energy that is required to perform the deed. We've talked about it so much, we've explained it so much, we've even had to defend it so much that we just become tired. And then we start to lose the passion. We start to lose the zeal. But we know that in unity, that zeal is not reckless excitement. It's spiritual stamina anchored in purpose. It's enthusiasm guided by wisdom. Zeal helps us. It sustains us through to completion. Nehemiah's passion was steady. He organized, he prayed, and he persisted until the wall was complete. He never confused passion with hurry. His zeal was patient, it was purposeful, and it was prayerful. When our zeal is grounded in spirit, we are energized without being frantic, inspired without burning out. We all have some walls that we face, some walls that need rebuilding. Each of us has a wall to rebuild. It might be restoring a dream that we had. It might be healing a relationship. It might be reviving creative vision or even a ministry. It might be strengthening our inner life. It might be working on our concept of our health and understanding who it is we are in the context of health. Zeal is a divine enthusiasm that keeps us going when the results aren't visible yet. And that's something to remember. We plant the seed, and we know that as we plant the seed, then we begin waiting for its arrival. We begin waiting for evidence, but we know that we continue even when it's not visible yet, even when it hasn't started. It's important. And when discouraged whispers come down, zeal replies, what? I am doing a great work and I cannot come down. Stay on the wall. We can understand this, and the way that we can follow up with this through practical applications is to nurture the flame. That's to begin each day affirming, Spirit, express through me with your joyful enthusiasm. We can protect our focus to say no to distractions that don't secure our divine vision. We balance our zeal with wisdom. We let our passion flow, but we do so through prayer, through meditation, through affirmations, through divine order. And then we encourage others because zeal is contagious. And when we live passionately, people remember our fire. They get caught up in our fire. Many of us have people in our lives that we can see and that we know are about living their passion, about living their purpose, about understanding what it is that they are called to do. And they are doing it come what may. And I can guarantee you, even if they don't consciously say it, they have in their minds, I am doing a great work and I cannot come down. To each of you, I encourage you to stay on the wall. Amen, I say, and so it is.
I thank you for being so real and